All right, let's talk to Harold H. Peacock, our historian. He's going to tell us. Well, Pete, you told us, what's the degrees on Friday?
1.
1 degree, so that'll be cold around the Katroonies. Let's talk to Harold and find out when it snowed in Ipswich last. How are you, Harold?
Well, thanks, Danny. Yeah, it's cold now, but 87 years ago it was a trifle chilly as well, because that's when it, we say snowed in Ipswich last, but that's the first and only written record of it snowing in Ipswich at all.
What year?
It was 1934. In fact, it happened in the afternoon of Saturday, the 1st of September, 1934, and the temperature got down to 12 degrees, which is about what it is right now here in Ipswich.
Wow, only 12 degrees, because that's a freezing point.
Yeah, no, that's right. But the thing is, there were unusually heavy storm clouds to the west, but the sun was shining, so it was a bit warm. And shortly after 5 p.m, Mr. and Mrs. Turley at Queen's Gardens were amazed to see snow begin to fall. Now, the snow continued for a full 2 minutes. It was quite thick, and the flakes were as big as sixpences, which, that's 5 cents today, Danny.
Sixpence, tell them what a sixpence is. It's about the size of a cent, and if you're older or younger...
5 cents, Danny, so the same size as 5 cents.
5 cent, which we've still got, yeah. So that's a big flake.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they were quite thick, although they melted before they hit the ground. But straight away, the place was hit by a hailstorm. Now finding out about this snow, the only recorded snow in Ipswich 87 years ago, was good. But Danny, what I really love about history are the people behind the stories. Right. And the man who reported this snow was one of Ipswich's great forgotten residents.
Who?
Now his name is Frederick William Turley. He was the curator of parks here in Ipswich for 26 years, from 1909 to 1935, and he lived in Queen's Park itself. Now, he was the man responsible for the beautification of Limestone Hill. Most of the work that was carried out as part of the work relief scheme, work for the dole during the Depression in the 30s, like the terraced pyramid, the limestone gardens and walls. Now, and Danny, actually, I've looked there and found some pennies from the 1930s back from when that work was done. But
get out.
Now, back then, when important people visited Ipswich, a civic reception was typically held at Queen's Park. And because of that, Frederick Turley was there for the visits of both the future King Edward VIII and King George VI. And quite simply, Turley was Queensland's greatest horticulturalist. Now, he was known throughout Australia for his propagation of bougainvillea. He named more than 30 different varieties. His own name is perpetuated by a beautiful red variety called Turley's Special.
Turley? What's a Turley Special?
It's a red bougainvillea, and it's absolutely beautiful. Now, because this is what Turley's probably the greatest bougainvillea man in history, and because the last bougainvillea he raised was planted at Government House in Brisbane and is named Lady Wilson, and apparently it's still there today. Now Turley popularised bougainvilleas to such an extent that in 1930 it was voted as Ipswich's official floral emblem. Did you know that?
I did not know that. You are a genius.
Now today the emblem is a native plant called Plunkett Mallee, the Plunkett's Mallee.
Right.
But Turley's bougainvilleas helped put us on the map.
Wow.
So this week, Danny, when you're freezing at 1 degree on Friday, just remember Mr. and Mrs. Turley, who actually saw the snow 87 years ago. But you've got to think of the bougainvilleas because to this day, his bougainvilleas are still amongst the best known in Australia, and he's from Ipswich.
And you know what? The bougainvillea is one that can really cope with heat, all sorts of things. It's unbelievable. Listen, mate, just while I got you there, Russell Green, the former mayor of Noosa, is loving your segment, and he says here,
good on him.
I've got a great head for radio. The angry ant rides again. And we've got other people like David McIntosh, David Martin's listening, Mick Norris, Ray Goes, David Muir, Barry Guest, and Laney Lonrigan, who's a bit of a socialite of Brisbane. They're all tuned to you, Harold Peacock with HistoryOutThere.com. It's HistoryOutThere.com. Check it out. That story will be up tomorrow. It's now 8:19. Thanks a lot, Harold the Hour. Harold.